We are talking today with Stanley Erickson of Bridgman, Michigan. The interviewer is James Smither of the Grand Valley State University Veterans History Project. Okay, Mr. Erickson, start us off with some background on yourself, and to begin with, where and when were you born?
I was born in Harris, Minnesota. A farm kid.
And what year?
What would it be?
1919, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you told me. Okay, 1919. All right. And so did you grow up on a farm?
Right.
Okay. And how much education did you have?
At what point?
Well, before going in the service.
Before going into service, I'd gone to, yeah.
Did you finish high school?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I finished high school.
Okay. When did you graduate from high school?
1936.
Okay. Now, was your family able to keep their farm during the Depression?
Barely.
All right. And what were you growing on the farm?
Mostly corn.
Okay. All right. And where did you go to high school?
A little town called Braham.
Okay. Still in Minnesota?
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. And then after you finished high school, what did you do?
After I finished high school, I had a brilliant career. A couple of characters in Minneapolis decided they needed a houseboy. They run that in the paper and I answered it.
Mm-hmm.
I think there were, I'm sure there were a couple of queers, but they were nice guys.
Mm-hmm.
Staff consisted of a housekeeper, an Irish gal, and myself.
Mm-hmm.
And they loved to entertain. So I'm a waiter with my sleeve, towel over my sleeve, and I knew nothing about it. But a very educational experience, I thought, because they were very much interested in the polar exploration that was going on at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a lot of people, Perry and amongst others, as dinner guests.
Okay.
And of course, there was a nosy houseboy hanging around. Interesting.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, how long did you do that?
About a year. And let's see, it's a 3-mile walk through the nearest streetcar track. For a teenager, that's not too good in life.
Mm-hmm.
I have some handicaps. And my Aunt Elizabeth in Chicago said, if you ever decide to come to Chicago, just call me up.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be there. So one day I decided that I was going to improve myself from a $7 a week job
Mm-hmm.
to $11 a week, night fry cook for White Castle.
Mm-hmm.
So I go down to downtown Minneapolis and get off the streetcar, and there's about 30 guys in front of White Castle, and back to the alley. So, that's not too bad, I'll get in line. There was 200 back here.
Okay.
We're Arab guys, working people.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm looking for an $11 a week job.
Mm-hmm.
I got right back on the streetcar, I was home, I said, I'm coming.
Mm-hmm.
So I came to Chicago, but spent most of my work living life there.
Okay. Now, when you got to Chicago, did you find a job?
Then I was, when I went to the territory, the Swedish Covenant Class Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, by the way, business was so bad, you wouldn't think it possible. The first floor of the hospital was employee housing. They didn't have enough customers to fill it.
Okay. All right.
People couldn't afford to go to the hospital.
Okay. And then how long did you stay at the hospital? Were you still there when the war started, or?
No. I roomed with some people down in the North Park neighborhood, went to night school down there, and he was a painter. So I went, would I work for him? Well, that twice the wages that I'm working for over there is fine.
Mm-hmm.
And why he offered me a unit card, I never knew it. I got a unit card without knowing how to paint.
Mm-hmm.
I basically worked my way through college that way.
Okay. So did you start going to college then?
Well, yeah, I started in North Park,
Mm-hmm.
And then after 4 years in high school, I graduated and went to Northwestern.
Okay. Because I thought you said you had gone to high school in Minnesota. Or was that
Yeah.
just, okay, but now you went to high school again in Chicago, or did you go to college in Chicago?
Yeah, West College, yeah.
Okay, it's college, okay. All right. And what were you doing when Pearl Harbor happened? Were you in school, or?
No, I was working as a painter,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember sitting in a little, a little restaurant, having whatever breakfast, lunch, or whatever it was that day on Pearl Harbor was announced. And well, here we go. Because it was inevitable. You could see it. Anybody at that age was going to be in service.
Mm-hmm. Now, did you enlist, or did you wait for them to come after you?
Well, no, they had a class after me. I registered in the first draft of October 1940.
Mm-hmm.
I never saw active duty until 1943. Can you
Okay.
believe that? And I'm just, well, they had a list. You know, I happen to be three from the bottom of the list. So the next 6 months, they enrolled 100 new guys, and they put them on the top of the list. And after 3 years, they discovered, hey, nobody at the end of that list was ever going to come up. So they turned it around.
Oh, so you got up there.
We'll take off the bottom of the list next.
Okay. So what year did you get drafted?
That was about 1938, I think.
Well, to be drafted,
Yeah.
the draft doesn't start till 1940. So you got drafted in 43? Because that was a date you gave me before. So when does Uncle Sam call you? Because the war has already started,
Well, it's already started.
and you weren't being drafted there for a while.
That's right.
And so it's after Pearl Harbor that you get drafted.
That's right.
Okay.
Well, just kind of, I comment on this clear blue to report to, we're in Florida. Country club, there was a country club too, for our basic training.
Okay. Did you say in Florida?
Yeah,
Was that Miami Beach?
Boca Raton.
Boca Raton, yeah, okay, because yeah. And the Army Air Forces were training people down there.
Right.
So you were drafted into the Army Air Force. And, okay, how did you get from Chicago to Florida?
And physically,
How did you get from Chicago to Florida?
I got orders to report down there, I got on a train and went down
Okay,
there.
okay. Now, did you just go as a private citizen, or were you on a troop train?
I'm private citizen.
Oh, okay, so you just got in a train and went there.
Oh yeah, I carried a little ditty bag of my stuff.
Okay,
Uncle Sam, here I am, what are you doing, man?
okay. And then when you got down to Florida, what did they do with you?
Did a lot of marching.
Mhm.
A lot of marching. Physical training is what it was.
Okay. And what kind of accommodations did you have? Where were you staying?
We stayed right in a hotel.
Okay.
I remember my daughter, coming down there later after I'd been out of service, and visited Boca Raton Club. And she says, "This is where you were staying?" Yeah. And I says, "This is where you ate?" And your dining room out looking out over the bay on three sides.
Mhm.
Beautiful. But they had one embarrassment. And the military always comes to get themselves in trouble. They got paid rations for feeding us. And besides that, they charged us rations. And they ended up having more money than they do with it. Crazy. They had tables at the entrance or the exit of the dining room. Cigarettes, cigars, candy, any kind, anytime you wanted.
Mhm.
Up to some. they gotta get rid of their money.
Okay, all right.
And from there to New Haven, Connecticut.
Okay, and what did you do there?
Well, I was saying it was a tech school. It had one of these things of picking wires apart, putting them back together.
Okay, so were they training you to be like an aircraft mechanic, or?
I assume that.
Okay,
I assume that.
and how long did you stay? Did you finish that program,
Uh,
or did they move you to something else?
Oh, no. That was a terminal program, you might call it.
Mm-hmm.
You were assigned duty from there.
Okay,
And we got to graduation, and here's how stupid the military can be, or how confusing it can be. They've got several hundred guys graduating.
mm-hmm.
They're going somewhere, but they won't tell them where they're going. So what am I supposed to do? I'm in New Haven, I got a suitcase packed, ready to go. Well, I find out that I'm assigned to the Boeing School in Seattle. On what basis, I don't know.
Okay, so the Boeing School in Seattle,
Right.
is that being run by Boeing Aircraft?
Oh, yeah,
Okay, and,
right on their property.
okay. So now, when you go there, what job do you have? Or do you go to school somewhere?
I'm going to school there
Okay.
at Boeing.
Mm-hmm. And what were they teaching you?
Well, there they were mostly concerned about the mechanics of the airplane
Mm-hmm.
and the engine particularly.
Okay, and which aircraft were they training you for?
B-29.
Okay, and that's a new bomber that's coming in with a lot of new technology in it, so it's different from everything else. So,
Not completely developed like that.
Mhm. And not completely developed. So they're still working on it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, all right.
You would have enjoyed the assembly process. They were built in sections. And you could get an aircraft where the seams are. So one comes from Hawaii and one comes from somewhere in California, and they all assemble there. And they're put up together. There's a big metal ring at the edge of each compartment. About so big square with holes in it. So assemble those things, and you got four big black guys with sledgehammers and drop pins. And they line this up and start hammering it until they can line it up and bolt it together.
All right.
It was a scary process.
Okay. Now, once you, and what were they training you to do? Was that to work on the engines, or?
Be a flight engineer apparently,
Okay.
because that's what they did with me.
Okay. So you were going to be air crew. So
What?
you were going to be air crew. You would work inside
Right,
the aircraft. Yeah. And were you going to be there? What would your job inside the plane be? Because you're not a pilot, so.
No. No, I was scheduled to be a flight engineer,
Okay.
so the training as best it went along with that.
Okay.
Didn't always fit.
All right. Now, they're training you to be a flight engineer while you're in Seattle. Did you go and fly in the B-29s there?
Actually, I don't know. Incidentally, I'm 24 years old, and I report to Denver.
Mm-hmm.
First time in my life I've ever been in an airplane.
Okay. So were you testing the B-29s in Denver?
They were testing us.
Okay.
And the modified 14 control engineer control station in each ship, and nobody knew which of the 14 guys was operating the ship. It was interesting. And you didn't know yourself whether you were.
Okay.
They were simulated and controlled, but you might be actually controlling it.
So you were working with simulators, you weren't flying?
And we're flying. The
Okay.
simulators in flight.
All right. Okay. Now, at what point did you finish all of your training? Did it take until 1945, or were you done in 44?
Our training was figured terminated abruptly one day because there was a fatal crash of one of the regular crews for that group.
Mm-hmm.
You are that crew. And we switched immediately to Kansas
Okay.
and put a flight together.
All right. Now, once you get to Kansas, now does your air crew now train together, and do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now you're flying regularly, or?
Regular, yeah.
Okay. Now, did they have the whole crew together, the air officers and the enlisted men?
Oh yeah, the whole crews are.
All right. Now, at that point, what rank did you have? And were you still enlisted?
No, I got my commission
Oh, you got it?
in New Haven.
Okay, so you got
I
it.
graduated from
All
here.
right. So you're a flight engineering officer, in
Right.
effect. Okay. All right. And did you have your whole crew together, or just the officers?
Oh no, the whole crews together.
Okay. All right. Now, what made a B-29 different from a B-24 or a B-17?
Much more automatic,
Okay.
much more remote control. You didn't, in the B-24, the gunner sat in the turret. The
Mhm.
guns are right here. The B-29, he sat in a chair, easy chair up here, and the guns might be above his head, or they might be 60 feet away.
Okay. And so was there only one gunner?
Oh, no. The bombardier was a gunner, the top gunner, two side gunners,
Okay.
tail gunners.
All right. So you had different men operating different sets of
Different guns,
guns,
yeah.
but doing it remote control.
Right.
Okay. All right. And then did the plane fly higher than the other bombers?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. And basically fly higher, has a longer range, bigger bomb load. It's the next generation.
Theoretically, yes.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Now was Kansas, was that your final stage of training?
Yes, basically.
Okay.
Because there was a fatal crash at,
Mm-hmm.
Wichita.
Mm-hmm.
And another crew, because
Right.
this group was going overseas in just
Okay.
weeks. Said, yeah, we are.
All right. So you had been a crew in training in Denver,
Oh, yeah.
and then they moved you to Kansas to fill in for that crew that crashed.
Right.
So you joined that group. So you're not really in Kansas very long.
No, we had a foreshortened training.
Yeah. Okay. And then off you go with the rest of your unit. And what squadron were you in?
North Squadron ordered.
The 487th Squadron. Is that right?
47, sounds right.
Okay. That's what you told me. So, all right. So do you know when you went overseas? Was it 1945 or still 44?
Time gets cloudy, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. Well, did you finish were you in Kansas during the winter or the summer?
No, we got out of there by winter.
Okay. It was probably end of 44 or beginning of 45, somewhere in there. Okay. All right. Now, once the squadron is ready to go, how do they get you to the Pacific? Do you fly out or do you take a boat?
It depended on how they went. They drew straws,
Mm-hmm.
and 10 crews got planes.
Okay.
Went out. 5 crews were flown out there immediately, and 5 of us, they just waited to see what they were going to do with us.
Mm-hmm.
And that's about what they did. They finally did get us planes.
Okay.
We just waited. We were just waiting until the planes were built.
Okay. So you all basically flew your own planes over once you had a
yeah,
plane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And then where were you flying to? Where was your base going to be?
Saipan.
Okay, so the Mariana Islands.
Right.
All right. And do you remember where you stopped on the way out?
Honolulu and White Lane.
Okay. So you have to refuel a couple of times to get out to the Marianas.
Refuel one, yeah.
Okay. Now you get to Saipan, and then.
Well, it was within our range, but they didn't trust us. And I don't blame them.
Okay. So and then you get to Saipan, and what kind of facilities did you have in Saipan? What was the base like?
Tent housing, made wooden force, steel structure and tent structure. Oh, incidentally, we got orders when we left Hawaii, sealed orders. You don't know where you're going. Take off.
Okay.
Fine, good. Nobody's supposed to know where we're going. So we land on Kwajalein, stay there overnight, and then go to Saipan. At 6 o'clock, Tokyo Rose greets us by name, rank, and serial number. And where are you parked your airplane? That unnerving to think that they knew exactly where you were. Well, they sat up on the hill with binoculars and kept track of where they went, I guess.
All right. So now, welcome to Marianas. Now, did you start flying missions right away, or did that take a while? After you got to Saipan?
It didn't take very long. I'm trying to think how long it was a few days involved.
Okay. And then once you do start flying, where are you flying? What's the mission?
Anywhere in Japan, basically.
Okay.
Mostly the southern, well, that's industrial Japan, the southern half of it.
Yeah.
The northern half, it's rice fields.
All right. Now, when you would go on these bombing missions, did you encounter Japanese fighter planes or anti-aircraft fire?
Yeah, both of them at times, various degrees of capacity.
And did your plane ever get hit?
A number of times.
Okay. But not badly enough. You didn't crash or have to crash land anywhere?
No. The last major repair, it was General Repair Depot War. 45 days. While they patched 242 holes this size. 20 millimeters leave a nasty gap, which is what the Japs used. They didn't have any 50s, they had 20s.
Okay, so your plane did get hit pretty badly at one point?
Oh, several times, yes.
Okay, all right. And did you see any Japanese aircraft?
Quite intimately.
Okay. I mean, and were they shooting down other planes in your squadron or in your group?
Yes and no. It depended on who was shooting who that day. No, they would attack us.
Okay.
Well, we knew we would. You knew when you fly where they're going to come from. They're up there, not here. They're right there. For the sun or other reasons.
Okay. Now, did you have fighter escorts?
After a while. Not originally.
All right.
They didn't have any at first.
Okay. Now, were you already flying missions when the battle was going on at Iwo Jima?
Yeah.
Okay. Because one of the reasons to take Iwo Jima was to use that as a fighter base.
Right.
So then they could give you escorts.
That's right.
Okay. All right. But you're there pretty much from the beginning of the major bombing campaign against Japan. Because that's pretty much all 45. Yeah. Okay. All right. And how many missions did you fly?
35.
Okay. And when did you fly your 35th mission? And did you keep flying till the end of the war, or do they stop you after 35?
No, you stopped at 35. You originally were supposed to fly 25.
Mm-hmm.
It kept getting stretched a wee bit as they went along.
Okay. And did they do that because not enough of you were getting shot down?
They didn't have replacements enough.
Oh, there's that too. Okay. All right. Now, did you have a sense that what you were doing was dangerous, or did you not really expect to be hit?
I had a pretty good sense of dangerous.
Mm-hmm. Now, do you remember who your pilot was?
Yes, Ed Cutler.
Okay. And what did you think of him?
A West Point man, an officer, and a gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
And a good pilot.
And do you remember any of the other men in the crew?
Well, I worked most closely with the navigator, Don Julian.
Mm-hmm.
We kept watch for each other. I knew where he was, and he knew how much gas I had.
Mm-hmm.
So if one of us was hit, the other had the basic information.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Like I kept in touch with him so well after the war.
All right. And did you have much of a sense of how the larger war was going? Did you think this was going to go on forever, or did you think that sooner or later the Japanese had to give up?
Well, they would have had to, but thank God they didn't have to. What was planned? And we had actually had a plane loaded with wet water paper to go out and burn the rice fields
Mm-hmm.
just before the harvest. What would you do to panic to burn all the rice? What would you do? How would we feed them? Thank goodness we didn't try it, it didn't succeed.
So burning the rice fields, was that the next thing that you would have
That
done?
would have been the next, yeah. In fact, our plane was already loaded the day before, and they scrubbed it.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so it sounds like you were still flying until the end of the war. And they didn't stop you after, did you get to 35 missions
Oh, yeah,
in August, or right at the end of the war? Or had they already stopped you from flying?
So when I got my very, it was in the summer sometime.
Yeah. Because you were talking about what the next mission was going to be, and that sounds like you were still going to fly.
Well, we were well aware of it. Yeah, well, at that point we were ready to fly.
Okay.
We were still flying.
All right. And did you remember? Do you remember hearing about the atomic bomb?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Very much so.
Okay.
Very much on the news.
And when that news came, did you know what it meant?
What it meant?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
Did you think that was going to end the war, or
No,
it was just a bigger bomb?
it was just a bigger bomb, and the Japanese just fighting hard of it.
Okay. But instead, the Japanese surrendered.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And do you remember when the news came about the Japanese surrender?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And what kind of reaction was there on Saipan?
Well, I think our first of all feeling was that means starving 50 million Japs. Because there would be no way to feed them.
Okay. But I guess I was asking, once the Japanese did surrender,
Yeah.
then what was the reaction where you were when you learned that news?
It's about time.
Mm-hmm. And how long did you stay on Saipan after the Japanese surrendered?
I don't remember any dates now.
Okay.
Yes, quite a while, but I don't remember the time.
Okay. So you were just kind of stuck there, and now, did they fly any of the B-29s up to Japan after the war was over for transport or anything else?
Oh, you get some retractable, yeah.
Okay. And so did you fly to Japan yourself or not?
Not then, no.
Okay. All
I've
right.
been there enough.
Okay. All right. Now, at this point, did you plan to stay in the military after the war, or were you going to go back home to civilian life?
No, I was going to get out.
Okay.
Interesting. All right. Yeah, one commander said there are fellows amongst you that think, well, gosh, the military life is pretty nice. When I get back, I'll have to stay in the service. He said, let me tell you something. He says, I wear a star here around this place.
Mm-hmm.
But here on my uniform are two stripes. That's my permanent rank. When I go back, I'll be sergeant, a staff sergeant. So, in other words, don't call. Nobody, I don't think anybody stayed there. Very few stayed there.
Okay. So after the war, then, what did you do? You come home, and then what? Did you go back to Chicago, or did you go somewhere else?
No, I came back to Chicago and built a little basement apartment.
Okay.
Built it as labor in return for a 2 years rent. So that's all.
Okay.
I got nothing else to do, so I'll do that.
All right.
Then I've been going to North Park College in the neighborhood, so
Mm-hmm.
I was back there for a while. And then I went to Northwestern.
Mm-hmm. And what did you study at Northwestern?
Automatic controls, basically.
Okay. So kind of electrical engineering sorts of things?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay. All right. And then, did you go get a job in that field?
Yes. So I went to work for Honeywell. Had some interesting projects with them.
Okay. Now, did you stay in the Air National Guard at that time? Or did you join the Air National Guard?
Why did I join that?
Or had you been in the reserves when you got out?
I was in France.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
At National Guard.
right. I guess the question
When I
was...
came back from there, I was separated from the National Guard temporarily.
Mhm. Okay. But I think earlier, before we started running the camera, you told me that you joined the Air National Guard because you didn't want to go to Korea.
That's right.
Okay. So the Korean War started and you were afraid you were going to be called back?
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely.
Okay.
We
So,
couldn't, they wouldn't resign our commission. They wouldn't accept our resignation. Wouldn't do anything.
okay. So you had still a reserve commission at that point?
Yes.
Okay, there we go. So you're still officially a reserve officer. They can call you if they want you.
That's right.
And so you join the Air National Guard to get around that.
Right.
Okay. So tell me about France. What were you doing in France?
Locating dependent housing. An obvious career for that, but
Mm-hmm.
that was something they needed, so I did that for quite a while.
Okay.
Only there wasn't any housing. That was the trouble.
Mm-hmm.
And you locate, you had a list of 3 or 4 places, but they were from backyard farmhouse, just a basement apartments in city. You tell the guys in advance, and notes to the wives, this is all we've got, there ain't anymore.
Mhm.
Well, they didn't believe it, they came over anyway and said, where's the housing?
Mhm.
There it is. I didn't like that too well. They were led to believe that they were gonna get more than they got.
Mhm.
Or they convinced themselves that they were gonna get more.
Now, do you remember how long you spent doing that? Was that just a year or?
About a year.
Okay. All right.
Oh, and the other thing was buying nails. Everywhere I went, every time I went to every hardware store, you want all the nails they had. For some reason, Americans couldn't make nails,
Mhm.
and you needed nails. So, goodbye.
Okay.
10 kilos here, 5 kilos there. What size, doesn't matter, nails.
Mhm.
Little, big ones, whatever you got.
So you
What
were
price? What price you want for them?
Mhm. Now, were you doing that in France?
Yeah.
Okay, so, all right. I guess we were building a lot of things there and
Right.
didn't have enough supplies. All right. Okay, so when you got back from France, did you get out of the Air National Guard or did you stay in for a while?
Yeah, I stayed there for a while. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Now, if you think back to the time that you spent in the service, are there other stories that you remember, other memories you've got that you haven't talked about yet?
No, not really.
You'll remember after.
Oh, yeah, no, I'll think of it later.
Yeah.
It's been an hour from now.
Right. Okay, well, that's sort of how this works. But in the meantime, you actually have given us some pretty interesting material, so I'd like to thank you for taking the time to share the story today.